you're supposed to be going live right now. I'm like, let me do what I'm doing.
What should I do?
What should I do?
What should I do?
What should I do?
What are my rights? What are my rights?
What are my rights?
A legal course of action.
A legal course of action.
A legal course of action.
A legal Morse of action.
Pop star.
Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Legal Morse of Action. My name is Patricio, and as always, I'm joined by attorney Erin Morse.
That's me.
Yeah. Welcome to Legal Morse of Action, the only podcast here in Orlando that helps you with all your family needs. Some legal advice here and there. We'll make you laugh every now and then. And
sometimes I give advice that I'm not really entitled to give. I think it's good information.
No, you've saved my life. Even before this episode, I had my consultation with Attorney Morse. And it's
a couple different things.
We went all over the place.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Seriously, you are a blessing. So
I don't know how I ended up with all of this random knowledge. I think it's the trauma.
you have been through some shit.
Yeah, I think it's all the lifetime trauma that I'm like, you know what's a good thing to do? Like, you know,
not burn a house.
Organs just goes bad.
Not burn a house down. That's a good thing to do.
Let's not do that.
So today is Thursday, and we are almost to the finish line of the work week. How has this week been for you, hearing wise?
Hearing wise, it's been pretty good. I think it's been pretty calm on the hearing front.
You're working, aren't you?
Yeah. Right?
We had this problem last time, Erin. Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it.
It really hasn't been that bad. I had a pretty long deposition today. That was kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
But it's been good. It's been good. I can't complain. No one wants to hear it anyway.
Oh my God, this conversation does not need to happen. There we go. Okay. What we were talking about earlier?
Is she messaging you back?
Oh, yeah.
It started.
It started, so we're good. I'm happier now. Anyways.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I told you how to initiate it, right?
There's never been any advice that has steered me into a negative result from talking to you.
I appreciate that.
From both legal, personal, and what would you eat? What do you prefer? And then you, like, even today, when we were getting lunch, you said, try this. You'll like it. And I did.
It's the trauma.
Oh, man. So
it's not because anything's like, particularly special about me.
Mm-hmm.
I just have had like an exceeding amount of trauma. So like all these bad things happen. So let me turn it into something positive. That's how I try to handle it.
So today's Depo, normally when you have a hearing in the office, your door is closed.
Yeah.
But sadly, we can still hear you sometimes going back and forth. And was it that opposing party just wouldn't shut the hell up today?
Yeah, that's why you didn't hear a whole lot of what I had to say today, because for a period of nearly 40 minutes, so I'm, in a deposition, what a deposition is where it's a recorded statement and the person conducting the deposition asks the questions.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my deposition of an opposing party, so it was my job to ask the questions to her.
So I know in criminal the reason for a depo, but what's the reasoning behind depos in family cases?
You want the professional reason?
No, I want the Aaron Morse reason because Aaron Morse always gives it to us like.
Well, because the reason for a deposition is to obviously obtain facts about the case
Mm-hmm.
and to narrow down what their story or their position is.
Okay.
Okay? I use it to cross them basically about their financial affidavit. I'm like, you filed this financial affidavit, you said this, you attached this, you did that. Or it's to say you filed this petition or motion for temporary matters saying that your husband can't take care of the children.
Mhm.
Why? Why do you believe that? And then typically I'll go through, and this is telling you a little bit about my strategy, so I hope no attorneys are watching. No opposing counsels. If I like you, I'll tell you this over the phone. But I go
407-900-7451.
I go through all the factors in the statute and I pin them to it.
Okay.
So now that it's a recorded statement and we have a court reporter and they've been sworn under oath, if they change their mind or say something different at the hearing or in trial, I can cross them with this. I can enter it into evidence and I can go, you know, you said in your deposition,
So.
page here, that he was a he never went to
He was a soy
any
boy.
of the- he never went to any of the doctor's appointments. Is that, do you recall saying that? You recall saying that? Yeah, okay. It's in your deposition. I show him on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have him answer the question. And they're like, well, sometimes he goes or whatever. And I you know, and then I'm like, well, right here, you said he didn't. Do you remember saying that?
So it's basically a depo gets you to call them on their bullshit at trial.
And you make him look like a liar.
Okay.
You put them in a position where you said he was incapable of taking care of the children because of X, Y, and Z reason. But today now, you're saying it's because of ABC reason.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, so he couldn't take care of the children because he didn't go to enough doctor's appointments. And now today, you're saying he can't have time sharing with the children because he wanted to use the equity in the home
Mm-hmm.
to invest in a business, and that's the reason he shouldn't have the children, because you think he makes bad financial decisions?
That's, I mean, it's a crazy.
No,
It's a
she
crazy
said this
argument.
today.
Oh,
she
she-
said this today.
Oh.
It's one of the reasons she cited for him not being able to care for the children.
Okay.
And she went on a rampage about how he's never had a successful business endeavor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first of all, that isn't true. This particular man was a part of the Florida legislature for a period of about 10 years.
Oh, wow. What's that?
So stupid.
You know what? We've already lost the boost. Come on, Aaron. Let it out. Let it out.
And he wanted to establish a business
Okay.
and use some of the home equity, or use the home equity as, you know, reason that he could make a personal guarantee, something like that. And she was like, could you believe he would do that? It's our children's home. I'm like, what? Then she went on a rampage about how, and he wouldn't sign up for life insurance. He can't care for the children. I was like, yeah? Oh, yeah, that's it, okay.
So I'm sure you've had some depositions where, like, do they put their foot in their mouth? Do they?
All the time. Every time. So here's the other, you know, this particular deposition, she went on this 45-minute rampage about the reasons why he can't be a parent.
I don't want to go off on a rant here.
She didn't say that. And I have more. I have more to tell you. I have like a,
I was just doing my weak Dennis Miller impression. That's why I said that. I don't want to go off on a rant here.
Letitia had an opportunity to observe it, and she goes, I know you, so I know your like underlying sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, can I just watch you do it?
Your sarcasm is not underlying. Oh my god. Well, maybe to
Professional. Somebody doesn't know me.
I was gonna say like probably in the courtroom, but like out here, yeah, no.
I've had a few judges call me out, not because I'm not forthright with it, but you know, she answers the question and she's like, waka waka waka, and she gets all the way off this topic, right? She's like this crazy stream of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And then like when she's done, I let her go. I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay, And then at the end, I'm like, is that the conclusion of your answer? And I literally look at her like this, and I'm like, that's all. So as it relates to the time sharing that occurred this past week, like so I move right on. Like I didn't give her shit about what she just said, and it makes them so mad. At one point in her 45-minute diatribe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. We got to pull this over. What does that word mean?
It means like this, like angry, back and forth nonsense. She had an argument with herself.
Okay.
I can't believe you wouldn't do that. Yeah, I wouldn't do this. It was like she was having two conversations, like back and forth. Like I almost think she should have like just kept changing her wig.
Stop! Oh my god! I almost said screaming.
Screaming. Let me make sure I get the proper
definition of it according to Webster's or whatever.
So my is like an unimportant, unnecessary, unreasonably long, like back and forth discussion. That's what I believe it means. But
okay.
Let's define it. A forceful and bitter verbal attack against someone or something.
Forceful. What's that word again?
Diatribe.
Diatribe. Okay. I already have a use for that word.
So she was like, no, and her attorney just let her do it,
mm-hmm.
and I let her do it.
And you would describe it as a diatribe approach, or like what's like
that was what she was doing.
Like what's the proper way of using that word? So like I don't look like an idiot.
So like she was on. You almost can use it similarly to the way you would use a rant.
Okay.
So she was on her own little diatribe.
Okay.
Going through a diatribe.
Got it.
So she's going through this, but none of them are like how he's harmed the children. It's all about like, and I invite him to come be with me and the children. I'm like, has it ever occurred to you that he doesn't want to be with you, and that is why he left you?
She never saw the documentary. He's just not that into you.
That's a fictional movie, but you could call it a documentary. We should make He's Just Not That Into You
He's
documentary. But she always was like, I never hampered his relationship with the children because I allowed him to come to the house and be with me, with the children.
Be with her and the children.
Right.
This is after the separation.
By the way, this already went to court, and the judge already found all the negative things that I needed her to find. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. So she just went on and on. It got to the point where, like, at one point, our client, who I really love, he's an awesome person, a great dad. We're fighting for the right cause. You know?
Mm-hmm.
He and I get along with him well. He's a a person that I like, and we have a discussion. While she's going on this, I just muted myself. The court reporter's like,
so let me tell you what I'm going.
I muted myself, so we could still hear what
you
saying.
could still hear her. So how many times did our client's eyes just like roll in the back of his head?
The whole time.
The whole time?
So, at one point, she said something that was completely crazy and off base, right?
Okay.
And he made a joke about it.
Ooh.
And I laughed.
Erin, you're not supposed to laugh in court.
I can. Yes, I sure fucking can. No, where's that rule? I'll hand you the rule right in there.
Is it proper courtesy not to laugh at a?
I wasn't laughing at her. My client said a joke.
Okay.
But yes, it was at her.
Oh.
But he's the one who made a comment that made me laugh. So I wasn't laughing at her. And she sees me laugh. And I had been talking to my client, but I'm muted. So you can imagine that I'm muted.
Yeah.
But I'm like this. So I'm like, can you believe she just said that? Can you believe she thinks the fact that you wouldn't sign up for a life insurance? By the way, they have a life insurance policy. So she's like, he wouldn't sign up for life insurance. He signed up for life insurance. He just apparently during the marriage didn't do it the very moment she said to do it.
Oh.
This is a control freak woman, okay?
Oh, okay.
So I'm like,
I've never dealt with one of those.
So I'm like this, and this is how I'm talking to my client.
Mm-hmm.
Or I kind of go like this, so it just looks like I'm.
Yeah.
I'm just like, letting her talk.
Uh-huh.
You can't really tell because we're on screen. But during court and during a deposition, you're permitted to quietly lean over and speak to your client.
Yeah.
Attorneys do it all the time.
Yeah.
Not a problem. This isn't improper.
I've watched Law and Order.
That's right. Me too. That's how I became a lawyer. Just watched every episode, and then you get a law degree. So it's on Netflix. So I think you guys can make this happen.
Bum, bum.
So you can speak to them and be like, oh, is that true? Is that accurate? How, what do you know about the facts that I couldn't cross-examine this, whatever. So he makes a joke and I start laughing. Like I must not have been covering my face enough.
Oh, God.
I laugh. And she's like, are you laughing? She turns around to her own attorney, like her own attorney is going to be like, that's fucking laughter. Well, the sanctions. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I didn't say anything. I don't respond when clients do that to me. Like I don't explain myself. I'm not here for you.
Yeah.
I don't care. So she's like, are you laughing? And literally, so she turns around, she's laughing. And then turns back around, because her attorney, rightfully so, said, you don't worry about what she's doing. Answer your question.
Okay.
Which is the truth. Don't worry about
Attorney
what I'm
had your
doing.
back.
Yeah. Your job is to answer the question. Answer the question. So, I'm sure her attorney was like, I know why she's laughing. You're fucking crazy. You're a crazy lady. You're the butt of every joke. So.
I just saw your. Ooh. I'm like, oh, okay. You moved the microphone.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me.
So anyway, that's how depositions go.
I just got the message through Facebook because we had someone reach out to us through Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, but their case is out of state.
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm gonna forward the message to the attorney.
No, I responded to it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You can't tell me what kind of lawyer you want. I can't refer you to one. And Google it. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, Billy. Oh, snap. Oh, yeah. All the snaps.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh. I know she's in distress, and I know this is
Yeah, but she's not your client.
hard. Well, she did some mean things to her kids to try to get back at my clients.
Don't do mean things to your kids, folks. Come on.
Don't worry, the judge told her. The judge told her. The thing I've been saying all along.
Want to ask?
This is a good point. I'm sorry.
Go. No, you're good. You're good. No, please. Your show.
This is a good point to make at this time. This case has been going on for a little bit more than a year. And I had a strategy with this. And I told my client, I'm like, you need to stay the course and stay doing everything that's right. It will pay off. I can plainly, as close to a guarantee as it could happen.
So you were basically like pulling that whole Maximus speech at the beginning of Gladiator,
Yeah.
Steady.
Right. We were in the Trojan horse. Okay. I'm like, wait for it. I'm like, you have to wait it out. You have to make sure that we do the things the right way. We let it stay its course. We continue fighting. I was like, I assure you, what she's doing is braiding the rope that she's wrapping around her own neck. I promise. This is what's.
And it fucking happened. We went to court and the judge fucking got it. The judge picked up what we were putting down.
So he picked it up.
Oh yeah, the judge got it. Got it, hit the nail on the head. you're withholding the children. You're the reason they're struggling with this divorce. And I can't believe you seek to harm these children this way. And your husband doesn't have an alcohol problem like you claim. There's findings of that right on the court record. And I think that you're talking to the children about the case. You're speaking negatively about your husband. The only reason you're doing this is because you have some reason to hate him so much, and I don't even know what it is. And frankly, I don't care.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the facts of this case were real positive into my clients, and it's really hard for a person who's going through this, and rightfully so. It is understandably hard for them to go, how could they do this to me for so long, and the court lets them get away with it. It's the unfortunate reality that the court system doesn't work quickly. But, and I rarely ever say this, but justice was served in this case.
Nice.
And there was a time, probably about 4 or 5 months ago, where my client's significant other said, are you really sure that your attorney is being aggressive enough? I'm not generally known to be non-aggressive. It's just that the other attorney, I'm going to be honest.
I know your feelings about that one.
is so egregiously aggressive, so unreasonably aggressive, it seems like a winning strategy. But you almost have to just let them kind of like toll this up because it implodes. Oh. We've had 9 hearings in this case. He only won half of one, and that was just compelling documents.
Oh, damn.
Okay? I'm telling you, you have to just let them do it. Like, let them, just like we did today. Oh, you have more to answer? Okay, I'll just mute myself. Go ahead, keep going. The court reporter will get it. Keep saying it. Why don't you tell the judge that? No problem. So, and it worked because he had all the findings. He got the results he was looking for. And now the judge found them. Because when you sink to that level and you fight at the same way that they fought, the judge is like, you're both a problem because you'll both do it. How can I find that you're not a problem if you're also the one doing it? Like, this doesn't make sense.
Wow, so the judge really was picking up on it.
All of it.
Wow.
She was the problem. She stopped him from seeing the kids. She alienated the children. They're going through this harm because of her actions. Because she tried to be like, he hasn't seen the children in so long. But I say he can come over the house. And she literally said, why would he ever want to come to your house?
Wait. Who said that?
Opposing party had testified that he doesn't see the children by his own choice.
Okay.
Because I invite him to come do things with us. Or come over the house and I'll supervise him. No. That's what the judge said. He's not coming over for you to be there and argue with him again.
Yeah.
We can see that you are very controlling. And that you think you are in charge of controlling his time sharing and who his supervisors are. And you're not in charge of that, and he does not need a supervisor with his children.
Jesus.
So
that's just some
ugly.
Crazy baby mama drama. Wow.
Wife.
Well, yeah, wifey drama. Sorry. I'm just so used to, like, in my circle of people saying the baby mama drama and all that stuff. Wow, you came in bright.
I know. It's because I'm the sun.
That looks, honest to God, it looks like a filter, but I like it. Alrighty then.
Come on, you're Catholic. You know what that's from.
I know, but that's why I said alrighty then.
Peace be with you.
Oh, come on. I was doing an Ace Ventura.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I was doing Catholic Church.
Oh, okay.
Because, God.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for some questions?
I'm ready.
I do want to talk to you about something because we barely grazed it yesterday, but we're gonna do it after the questions.
Okay, the new segment we want to do.
I do have that ready, and we'll premiere it tonight. But
we got so much. Today's such an exciting show.
Let's do it. Question.
I drank some caffeine.
Yay! Is it a conflict for an attorney to represent both my first and second ex-husbands in a divorce proceeding with me?
No.
So they can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be acknowledged and everything already at that point. It's like, oh, we're going down this road again.
What they couldn't do is represent your first. So they represented your first husband and then your second husband in divorces. No, because nothing they learned about you was confidential.
Bring it down just a bit.
No.
No.
Does it need to go down more? Does it?
It's good.
You can move it. Does it need to go?
Yeah, it's fine.
What if my sunshine doesn't come through? I'm just kidding. Huh?
Ah, there you go.
You like it? You like
Yeah.
it? You like?
Got some flower of some tree in the back.
You like?
You like.
Okay. So no, the conflict would happen if they represented you in your first divorce, and then in your second divorce they represented your ex-husband, because the confidential information that they would have would be against you. So you can't, even your prior clients, you can't do anything that would breach that confidentiality that you have with your attorney, because your confidentiality you have with your attorney survives when your case is over. So no, your husbands conspired against you, and if you told your second husband, if you told him that the divorce attorney from your first case really reamed you a new one, that's why he looked out. You know?
I love your legal jargon.
Thank you. That's why he was like, I need to go see Erin Morse. I obviously wasn't this lawyer, but I love the story, and I would take that client.
You would totally take that client.
Oh, I'd be like, yup, you get a discount. I know who I'm dealing with.
Oh my God, that great question right there.
Well, the hope would be now that you kind of know tactics and strategy. That's a good thing, maybe on your part, is you know exactly how this attorney's going to operate.
Know that enemy.
Right.
That is literally one of the rules of the art of war.
Yeah, the devil you know, right?
Yeah.
So now you know exactly what they're going to do. They probably have a typical strategy that they always do. And you've got it. You've got the playbook now. So I'd say it's a good thing and let it happen. I know exactly what they're going to file. It's going to look like this. Pull up your old divorce. Right? Prepare your responses.
Oh my God, the playbook would be the final judgment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not the final the docket itself.
So now you can tell your attorney, like, go look at my other divorce, and we know exactly what they're going to do.
Genius.
Brilliant. So spin it around. This is why I always have good advice. Been in a lot of crappy situations and had a lot of trauma that's not really my fault, but I find a way to turn it around. Turn around. Make it a good thing.
Have you ever, and this is going to be a
Call me if you need me to represent you and you already got a playbook for opposing counsel. I love it. I'd like to represent either side of this.
407-900-7451. Have you ever had a situation where, like, you thought it was a different day? Like, you were so sold on this day being a completely different day?
Because of the nature of the practice of law, I live and die by looking at my calendar. So unless, like, the internet was wrong.
Yeah.
No, only because every day, actually, before I go to bed, I've already done it for tomorrow. I've already looked at what's on tomorrow's calendar.
Yeah.
So I know, because I live and die by, like, what do I need to do? What do I need to be preparing? What do I need to bring home? I'm already doing that the day before.
I always feel bad when I walk into this room and your computer's not here.
Oh.
Because, like, I know for a fact, like, you took work home with you, and you're probably on the couch watching Wonder Woman, working on something.
Yeah, I like to do exactly that. I have these little, like, lap desk things, and I'm like, and I feel, you know, what stinks about it when I bring work home, which is why I try not to do it, not that that's possible, is I find myself, I get really entrenched in my work. I can have a really hard time peeling away. And little things like my family is asking me simple questions like, what do you want for dinner? Or, hey, Mom, could I ride my hoverboard? Whatever. I am annoyed by. I'm like, I'm trying to answer this email and I can't focus if you need to ask me. I mean, that was really ugly video.
It really was. It really was. Like I already posted it on my Snapchat, so I'll send it to you later.
I don't care.
Your face.
I don't care. Yeah, Jennifer, you get it. Your family is just annoying to you because you're trying to focus on work. And as far as I'm concerned, that's really not fair to them.
Oh, is our next guest on your live feed?
Benjamin?
Genjamin?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
we are formally asking you via video, via the internet, will you be on the show with us next week?
She's on my personal streaming, so I don't know if she heard you.
Oh, that's why I kind of like said a little bit louder so it picks up on your beautiful Apple phone.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer, we want you on the show, so just mull it around for a moment.
Make it happen.
Yeah, a few days, whatever you need. I know you just took a banging ass job. So I'm super loud clapping for you. And I think you would have a great perspective to bring to our show.
Oh, 100%. So
she said it depends, like every lawyer ever, which I love. That's why I was like, you don't have to answer now. So that's why I try not to bring work home, because I will kind of dive into it. That was the problem that I had during quarantine. I couldn't close the laptop. It made me stressed out. It made me more stressed out with my clients. It made me stressed out with my family.
Well, I mean, during the first stages of COVID, I mean, it was like rock and a hard place. Like and the hard place was the court not being fully accessible to what you were used to.
No, it was kind of cool. It was fine.
Well, now it's at
nice little break.
Now it's at the point like you don't want it to go back to the way it was.
I do not want to go back to in-person hearings. There's no reason for it. No reason for it. I see no reason.
I don't want to go back.
All of the things that I present in court in person are things that I have digitally.
Yeah.
So I'm turning a digital thing into a paper thing to hand to the judge and the trial clerks, who will then scan it and turn it into a digital thing.
Yeah.
Do you see how this makes no sense?
Yeah, just cut out the middleman, cut out the clerk.
Can I send you the Dropbox link? Never had a clerk say we can't open it.
Very simple.
So here's the other thing. If our clients give us the documents, they typically, if they've given them to us in paper, they're obtaining them most of the time from a digital place. They turn them into paper, and then they get to our office, we scan them, turn them into a digital thing. Not knowing whether or not we need them, we typically return those documents to the client.
Correct.
And then we have to turn them into a paper thing. Why can't this just stay virtual?
Yeah.
It's so simple. It really improves access to justice.
No, and like I always try to push on our clients, hey, we're going to send you a digital copy. Here's the link. It's there. Just remember where you're saving it. Print it at home, whatever. But then there are some times that we do have to send out a paper copy.
No. To the court.
To the court, yeah. To the
court wants one. I won't send one to the client. I'm like, nope.
And those...
Here's a link.
Those pesky opposing parties that don't know how to freaking email.
Pro se litigants.
It is... I almost said 2025. It's 2021.
It is 3024.
My 7-year-old cousin has an email, all right? There's no excuse for you to be in your late 50s and not have a freaking email.
You're right.
That's
Actually,
just my opinion.
I can text you the link to your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a texting service.
I don't know. Does my phone receive Yes, it does! Sorry.
I'll text you the link, and you can have your grandson open it up for you.
I don't know what it is about the links that get sent out, but all I see, honestly, when I talk to our clients, and I'm showing you this, like, that's what I see.
With what? What do you mean about the link?
When I'm meeting with clients via Teams.
That's because you know why. It's because where they situate their camera.
I know. it's like,
I read
what do I do?
I was reading a deposition. It was like on some lawyer website. It was like courthouse jokes, and they redacted all the specifying information, but one of the older attorneys was like really close to the screen, and you could like only see the forehead and the nose.
Yeah.
And the judge, who I envy, and if I were a judge, I think this is how I would be. the judge was like, Mr. Schmo, why don't you see if you can get that camera a little closer? Can't really see you. It was so good. I think I might have seen the video. Like it was a recorded one. And he was like, Attorney Schmo, why don't you get a little closer to the camera for us? See if you can do that. I was like,
I'm not a cat. But
That
no,
was funny.
I love watching the videos of judges calling out everybody because it not only just like calling them out on their bullshit or
I
like
love watching it happen when it's one of my cases.
oh I can't even imagine the joy and like the do it. Sorry, that was a little nerd of me. But when there was an incident, a case a few weeks ago where I think it was an injunction, and opposing party was in the house, and the judge was like, "Man, sir, are you in the home of the petitioner?"
Oh yeah, that I think I sent that to you.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah,
This was in another state. I think it was in Pennsylvania or something, or Midwest.
somewhere
I
not
don't know.
Florida.
So it wasn't the Florida man. That was the point of mentioning that.
It was very Florida man-ish.
Shh. These are our people. They keep us in business. And the judge was like, I want you to go outside and show me the numbers on the house. It was so good. And he was like, oh, my battery's going to die. And, yeah. And then eventually the prosecutor called the police. The police showed up to the victim's home. And this was for like a criminal domestic violence incident.
Yeah.
And the police ended up on the Zoom call, and they walked the defendant right by the screen of the victim.
Which was
wild.
Which was priceless. And I'm not like that. That's just bad. Don't that's stupid. Don't do that. But
I don't know how the prosecutor figured it out.
I don't. I can't say this because I've worked so many battery cases in the past. But like the victim allowing the assailant to come back to the home.
Did you just blame the victim?
I am not blaming the victim.
You did.
It's
How do you know she allowed and he didn't just come in? Be like, I'll kill you right now if you don't let me do this.
You're victim shaming me for shaming the victim.
No, you said her.
I know.
But you said her allowing. You don't know that.
Fair.
You don't know that he didn't like.
That's me assuming. That's me assuming.
Coming right now.
But yeah, you're right. I victim shamed. All right, called me out, Judge.
That's
Thanks.
okay. That's okay. It's okay. But you can't. We don't know. We don't know that he didn't show up and say, if you don't let me in right now, because the hearing was in 20 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever. I'll just kill you now. What will they do? You won't show up to the hearing and you'll be dead. And he's in the other room as her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's there and she's like, he can see me. He's close enough to me that he could come over and punch me as soon as the hearing's over. What do I do? What would you do if you were truly in fear for your life?
Comply.
Right. You'd have to. And victims of domestic violence have they're not built on a straight line. You don't know that he didn't show up 30 minutes before and she was like, what do I do?
I think there are instances.
She can't call the police. He's right there.
Well, taking the hearing out of the equation, of sometimes victims returning back to the assailants who are the ones causing and continuing the problem. It's a horrible psychological thing that they're in an endless cycle, and
it sucks because if you really think about it, you and I can't ever say we've been in this position where you have no family because maybe they alienated your family. Maybe you have no money. You have no job, potentially no job skills because he had you stay at home. And maybe y'all have a child together.
Yeah.
Where do you go if it's his house or his apartment?
Fair. That's a fair. That's a fair.
You got a kid and you have no job. A shelter? That's dirty and unsafe.
So
this is hard. What you take a few punches, but your kid is safe and fed and not in the rain. DCF ain't coming because now I'm homeless. What do you do? you take a beating. Like that, you know, that's kind of where they stand. Even if he gets prosecuted and goes to jail, how does she pay rent?
Yeah.
Like, it's serious. Like, this is rough.
And look, and I'm saying this just like from personal experience. Like, once you start seeing and we've talked about this. Like, once you start seeing the red flags of it escalating to something worse, like, cut it off right then and there. Don't go down that route that's gonna basically just like ruin your life to an extent.
Well, it's hard to measure them by our own yardstick,
Fair.
right? In my situation, no man is ever going to yell at me. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't care if you're an attorney. Okay? Because guess what? The moment you get rude or start yelling at me, I give you a warning. You're going to stop right now. You're going to speak to me with respect, and you're going to stop yelling, or I hang up. If the next thing that comes out of their mouth is them being rude, I swear to God, I'm like, I don't think so. It's only happened to me like 3 or 4 times where I actually had to hang up, and then that opposing counsel, who I ended up having other cases with, never yelled at me again.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so I am not entitled to measure what I expect a woman to do, because they are definitely not me.
You hear that?
Puppies?
It sounds like puppies.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a video.
Okay.
But so I don't. That's never fair, right? So I never try to say that I can put myself in their shoes.
Yeah, no.
I try to be an advocate for them. I try to loudly go, I don't know what happened. I don't know what it's like to live in that place. I don't know what it's like to think about if I can feed my baby.
It's just.
And I would do anything for my kid. I would do anything in the world, which is why I always made sure I was the kind of human being, and for me, the kind of person that, like, if a man were bad to me or mistreated me or anything like that, and this is a lesson learned from my trauma history, not my own, a family member's.
Yeah.
That I would never allow myself to be in the kind of position where a man's missteps isn't something I couldn't be like, haha, bye. So I don't know what it's like to be kind of stranded in that situation. Or maybe maybe this happened that they created a baby and they had only been dating for a short amount of time and you didn't see the signs yet.
Mm-hmm. No, and it's sad on our part. I'm forgive. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to talk. It's sad because we see it all the time. We know the signs. We know the statistics because you've worked the case. I've assisted in the case. I've seen the signs. And when someone comes to you asking you for your advice, for your help, for your strategy on what they need to do, you literally give them like everything that they need to do, but they fall back into that cycle.
Yeah, and I can oftentimes help out, and I know and have access to a lot of resources to help them get out of this cycle, but it just isn't that simple. It really isn't. It isn't fair. It isn't that simple. And I really understand. So when they fall back into the cycle, I try to be empathetic with it. Because I'm like, I don't know what your life, I don't know what it's like to live like that.
Yeah.
So I'm here to help, and I will help you for as long and as much as I can. That's the only way I think I can ever deal with it. I don't think I'm entitled to tell them that what they do or did are wrong. I don't have a way to fix that.
Wow.
Womp womp. This became sad.
Next, you know what?
Sad.
We're gonna do just a few more questions, and I do want to do the what you threw at me.
And then let's get fun.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Okay.
Here we go. I was divorced 10 years ago. What can I do in the situation that my ex-husband did not want to remove my name from the deed?
You will take a look at your final judgment on if that was a remedy addressed. If so, you need a motion to compel first. It can't be contempt because of a lot of reasons unless you put something real specific in there, which it's probably not. So a motion to compel him to remove your name off the deed. And then you have to advance it through a series of strategies if he does not follow through on that particular motion to compel.
So basically, review the final judgment and file a motion. I'm not typing in the exact motion because you should have listened, or give us a call 407-900.
Get a lawyer to do this. This is a difficult strategy.
There, the countless consults that you have, and all the situations that you hear, like.
God, please don't do your divorce alone. I have like 3 of them right now that I'm trying to fix.
Because other attorneys messed it up, or they try to do.
They did it pro se.
Oh, they had a Google attorney.
And they fucked it up. And I'm like, you're such a nice person. You're really smart. Why would you do this? Damn it. I 3 of them. I'm like, that I can think of off the top of my head. I know I have a couple of other ones, but where I'm going to court and I'm like, I know, Your Honor, this final judgment's real. We gotta fix it. Come on, let me. And they're like, okay. The judges are like, yeah, we gotta fix this. Here we are.
We're gonna do one more question. There is one topic I want to talk to you about, and then we're gonna finish off with the new thing that we want to do. Let's get this one out of the way. Let's see. All right, I want to get your opinion on this one. As soon as my wife got her green card and get into the country, now she wants to divorce. What are my rights?
To get divorced.
What if he, loved her and wants to be with her, and she just? Oh, I just answered my own question.
You have the right to a new wife. 407-900-7451. I can help you. You can withdraw your petition for support, but that's an immigration issue. I almost said an injunction issue. I do injunctions.
Yeah.
Don't let her back you into a corner getting an injunction, by the way. So that's one of the ways that it's a strategy, and I'll talk to you about it if I need to.
That's how to get you.
It's a strategy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that question. Now, I want to talk to you about something that happened last week. And this country is divided because this country always gets divided over the craziest things. And I want to talk to you about Mortal Kombat. I know it sounds a little weird.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get your opinion in regards to this film.
Okay.
Did you ever watch the first one, back in the mid-90s?
Yeah.
What'd you think about that one?
I liked it. I like superhero fighting action movies. Those are my favorite.
And how'd you feel about this Mortal Kombat that just came out?
It's a cool action movie. It
was a cool action movie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't go in there expecting like.
I liked both Wonder Womans.
Oh, you're gonna rouse some cages right there just by you saying that.
I'm gonna get a Wonder Woman tattoo.
So you actually you enjoyed the film? Like,
yep.
Were you expecting anything like wild or crazy from the film, or you just wanted to watch like some fights?
I like fighting action movies. I like this like fighting for justice. Obviously I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Okay, so this one, like, I put spoiler alert because people always get like, oh no, don't say nothing about the movie. Don't say nothing about the movie.
Log out now.
Yeah, but knowing what you knew about like the game itself and the previous movie, like.
Yeah, I played the game.
You played? Really?
Yeah, back in the day on the old one, Super Nintendo,
Sega.
I can't remember which.
I don't see you, and this is gonna sound fucked up.
It's because I could be that girl with the buns and the blue outfit. I was like, yeah, kick. She had them high ass kicks. It was great.
I can't picture you as a gamer.
I wasn't. That was one of the only things I would play because I could be a girl character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there weren't many games out there that you could be. Well, Zelda. I mean, not Zelda. Metroid.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, not your cup of tea.
No.
Okay.
Not much of a gamer, but because my brother had that particular game, and I could be one of the girls, that was one of the things I would play with him.
Okay.
Mario Kart 2, that was a hit for me.
Oh, hell yeah, Mario Kart.
Yeah, I could be Princess Peach. I practically am Princess Peach.
Did you ever like get into like heated arguments after a race?
No, I don't give a shit. I didn't care.
You didn't care?
No.
Okay, so you were just enjoying the game.
Yeah, I almost never won. I wasn't very good. I just did it to play.
Okay.
I'm not competitive like that.
No, it's fair. That's what a lot of people like nowadays. Like when they get into games, like they get extremely like into the story, into the gameplay, and it takes over them.
Yeah.
Especially in
I
like
had
fighter
a
games.
cousin who was unreasonably competitive. And it got to the point where I was like, I don't want to play with you. You're like not fun. You know, I'm like, who cares? It's a video game. You know, like this is not real. We have so many bigger problems in the world. And at that age, I was like, I already had a fair amount of trauma. So I was like, this isn't. If I lose this, I'm still already winning because I survived that.
Fair.
So I feel on a decent amount of things. I'm like, I'm already succeeding a lot. Like I don't know how to do more sometimes. It's crazy to me. But I didn't have that perspective. I wasn't competitive in sports. I wasn't competitive when it came to like, you know, who dresses better, who's prettier hair. I really wasn't big on that. I was like, I always had this idea or concept, and I think that's what makes me a good lawyer, because you can't win every hearing, but you can do your best.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to take a real strong dose of reality with the idea that like, no, I still did a good job. I still worked hard at this. I still, you know, exhausted every remedy I could think of. So for me, like, even like growing up, I was like, yeah, I never felt like someone else's smart or pretty or success threatened mine.
Okay.
I was like, I don't see how you can take away from me when I'm enough.
Yeah.
My cup's good and full. Right? So you having a full cup next to me means we get to cheers. So I never really, so being super competitive on those kind of things didn't really matter. I have like a strong sense of like superhero type justice, or doing what's right, or being a good advocate. That's why I'm good at being a lawyer. Not because I'm competitive, but because I'm like, I can help you.
I think it was yesterday that you had told me about Wonder Woman, like a different perspective on the show.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a misogynist thing on my part or
It is.
just it is.
Well, probably because you've been built to see and believe all the other superheroes. And there's actually, it's a movie, I want to say it's on Amazon Prime, that is about the person who wrote Wonder Woman.
Ooh.
And it was super interesting. It's a documentary type movie.
I'm always down for a good documentary. I always like to learn about shit.
There are no superheroes in it. It's a comic book writer.
Okay.
Okay? So
Okay.
you're not getting an action movie.
No, there was a documentary about the writer of the Batman comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'd totally be down for that one.
So he has a really crazy life. He had like 2 wives. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the big takeaway for the purpose of this conversation, it was a great movie. He's a cool guy.
Okay.
Is that he believed so strongly in like the women's suffrage, because that's when he wrote it, right? And I feel like I just said a phrase that you don't know what I'm talking about.
What?
Women's suffrage.
No, I know that phrase.
What does it mean?
In regards to the early 1900s with women not being able to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So that's his big thing.
Thanks, Mr. Baker.
Huge feminist type man who felt like there was a big problem with Superman and the comics that were around at that time.
Yeah.
Okay? The problem is that they saw women as not intelligent, as needing help, being damsels in distress. You know, very flawed way to think of women. Okay? Mm-hmm. And inviting their attackers to the house.
Okay.
And the fact that we needed a strong woman who was the savior, So he depicted Wonder Woman. She came from an island of all women.
Mm-hmm.
Because the point was, and he made this point, women don't need men. I know, you don't like it. I know, it hurts. They don't need to be saved, okay? Their only purpose is to procreate, right? Okay, this is his theory.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Not saying it's mine. I believe strongly in dads. Don't worry, this is not my belief. This is his.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so follow me. Not my belief. That's why she came from an island of all women. Okay?
Okay.
And why they were a superior race and completely unflawed.
I'm gonna keep that spoiler alert up because I kind of want to watch this documentary.
You should. He's crazy, but he's right. He's brilliant. And the point was that he wanted to make an extreme point to help us get back into the middle, right? So if we want equality, we're going to have a few examples of the extremities, right? The extreme outlying nature of this, right?
Yeah.
We got to have a few examples of the kind of women who are just stronger than any man ever. That's why she's the strongest woman alive.
Fair. Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
They are always depicted as superiorly intelligent to men. The depictions in the comic books and subsequently this show from the 70s is that the women always made these strong intellectual points and they were invariably right and men refused to listen to them, and that is where the fundamental flaw or error happened in the storyline.
Shit.
You didn't listen to the woman because she's a woman and you fucked up. So it was always Wonder Woman, because only a woman could do it, who had to come save the day of Steve Trevor. So he was the damsel in distress in every episode.
So they flipped it. They flipped the whole concept.
They made the truth. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, that is exactly the concept. The concept was very intensely about Steve Trevor is a damsel in distress, despite the fact that you think he's a very intelligent military man. He needed to be saved. He could not have been saved. The day would have been ruined if it weren't for Wonder Woman. And when she's depicted as Diana Prince, fortunately, because it's Wonder Woman, he did listen to her, Steve Trevor. Mm-hmm. And that is why he was able to be as successful as he was, because not only did he keep her by his side, but he invited her to the table for the conversations.
Oh.
So whenever she made a point, he would listen to it. Not every other man, but he would, right? He would in the series. And he would come to her and ask her intellectual opinion because he valued it. So that's like the Wonder Woman like theory behind it. It's also why she has the lasso of truth. So that's one of her superpowers, is that she has this lasso of truth.
So God, all right. Sum up the lasso of truth.
You when someone's like a liar or you don't believe them or you need information from them,
yeah,
she takes it and it's a rope and she puts it around them and they become unable to refuse to answer or unable to lie.
Oh, okay.
So isn't that why I need this tattoo? Right? How often?
So you actually plan on getting the lasso?
So deposition. Yeah, I want the lasso on my hip.
Okay.
And like the skirt,
because
like
the
a little
hips
piece
don't
of the
lie.
skirt. hey.
God damn it, Erin.
So, but that's kind of the idea, and I don't know. That's why I love it, right? I'm a nerd.
No. Hey, I got a lightsaber tattooed on my hand. Believe me, we're nerds. It's an acceptable culture.
I really like that as a concept because they portray it so naturally. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just, and Diana Prince makes a couple of like underhanded comments every once in a while where she's like, I like that Wonder Woman knew what to do, knowing full well that she's Wonder Woman.
Yeah. But
Steve Trevor never tries to take Wonder Woman down a peg. He accepts that she is an incredible woman who is strong and intelligent and saves him. He always said, if it wasn't for Wonder Woman, I wouldn't have. So it wasn't like they played on another man trying to take her down. He didn't.
Showing credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonder Woman's hair when she would spin would like curl up, right?
No, it would come out of the bun.
It would come out of the bun. Okay, so Diana always had a bun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So earlier this week, you sent me something via Instagram, and I am so glad that I don't see you sending me Instagrams at 3, 2 o'clock in the morning as much as you used to.
Phew, I'm tired lately.
Yeah. Beforehand, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why are you awake at this hour?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And
It'll come back.
here at the office, like, there's a great relationship with the staff that, we have a group chat and we send each other, text messages, memes here and there. But you send me stuff privately because we bounce ideas off for the show and for the marketing. So you had sent me something this week from the Tonight Show, and I want to give it a try in regards to random topics.
Yeah.
That I'm going to throw at you. Okay, and you haven't seen these. I was literally doing this.
I'm good off the cuff, so
You're good
I'm better off the cuff. If I'm reading from like a script,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a complete moron. I'm like this sputtering fool. If I go to court and I have like a script I want to read verbatim, I sound so stupid. So like I could never be an actress. You have to tell me like the point I want to get across.
I've noticed that.
I can recite the law,
Mhm.
but if I have to read off a script, I'm not kidding. I'm a bumbling idiot. I think I could never memorize a script and make it seem natural. I'm like completely flawed that way. I just couldn't. I could do like a Saturday Night Live or like a sketch, something I probably could handle being witty off the cuff. But if you're like, no, this is your line, I'd be like, I'm like, it's awful because
Like, you fire me now.
I'm like, and then you'll sign the agreement.
It's
so
it's crazy because like
bad.
when we've done video sketches for the office, I have to basically let you
I have
mad
to.
lib it.
I have to. Well, I've tried.
I know.
And I do. It's so bad.
And you get frustrated. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to frustrate her.
I do, and I'm like, this was so bad. I sound so dumb. I'm not an actress. I'm not for the stage. I can't sing, and I'm not artistic. I've got a lot more flaws. It costs a lot.
All right, random topic. First one. All right, let's get your opinion on.
Yum. So good. You know what else is really good?
What?
With some onions on a Hawaiian pizza.
Oh!
That's good. You know what else is good?
No, I don't want to because I feel you're going to like make me lose my appetite now.
It's a good diet tactic.
Thank you, Erin, for calling me fat. Go on.
I didn't say that. You said it. Pineapple and onion.
No.
It is good. I used to work at Domino's,
I
so
know.
I've been able to have like strange combinations. You know what else I like? I have had pizza without cheese, and I like it.
So
and
sauce and meat, or just sauce?
Yeah, sauce and meat. Usually do some toppings.
Okay. How does
Very
that come out?
Good.
Really?
I like it.
Huh.
I like carbs. I love carbs. And I like pizza also without sauce. I know I've done some weird pizza combinations. Thanks, Domino's.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
All right.
What's your opinion on it? No, obviously you don't like it.
I'm not a fan of Hawaiian pizza. Fruit should not be on a pizza.
Oh, it's so good.
Even though tomato is considered a fruit and that's the paste. I mean, that's the blood of a pizza, but...
Yeah. Remember when we were younger and your parents used to say, well, it's a fruit when it's raw and when it's cooked it's a vegetable?
No.
That's what my stepdad used to tell
I
me.
never got that.
That's what I think that was just the answer he wanted to give us.
Okay.
So that we had an answer as to why. Like, when it's on the tree, it's a fruit, and then when you pick it, it's a vegetable. I was like, okay, he made up things. I know he made up things. It's not real. But he would make things up.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right.
No, I make the joke every time, and it's not funny anymore to my husband.
What do you mean?
whenever I see somebody walking a small dog,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why would you walk your cat? Every time I make the joke,
Oh God.
it's not funny anymore. Look, they're walking their cat. So obviously I don't think that's necessary or appropriate.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
It's weird.
Yeah, cats. I seeing a cat on a leash just makes me sad.
I've heard of people having outside cats,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why. I don't have a cat. I'm more of a dog person,
Yeah.
but cats, cool. They having an outside cat or a cat that can go outside and roam and come back. I have this like fear that somehow they're gonna be eaten by something.
What, a cat?
Yeah, like a coyote, or Florida has panthers, or a dog. I don't know. I have like this anxiety that they're gonna not come back home, and that gives me, I don't know how to reconcile it. So maybe I want my cat on a leash if I have one. I don't know. I don't. Next topic.
All right, so let me get rid of this one. What was it? Okay, so this one's a question. All right, and let's see what you got.
I don't know.
For the
Their
listeners,
height.
what's the first thing you notice about a guy or girl?
Their height, obviously.
Yeah.
And honestly, I really take into account like how they're positioned and like their confidence level.
How they present themselves.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
that comes to me first. So don't tell my husband this, but I have, like, from a dating perspective, when I was dating,
Mm-hmm.
I have a really hard time seeing somebody and instantly finding them just attractive based on how they look. There's like a rare set of circumstances where I see somebody and I'm like, oh, that's just animal attraction. And I didn't figure it out until Sam called me out. Because I had been with my previous husband since I was 19, so I didn't really have to, I didn't know, right? I didn't know what dating looked like. I don't know. And he goes, no. He's like, you're definitely one of those people who you could consider a sapiosexual. And I was like, why do you say that? Do you know what that is?
Sapiosexual?
Sapiosexual.
Sapiosexual.
Where you're like sexually attracted to someone's brain or their intelligence.
Oh.
He goes, every time you talk to me about someone, right, at all, no matter what, you talk to me about how intelligent or something important about who they are as a person, right, about what you like about them as a person. He's like, you just do that. He's like, you never lead with how they look. He's like, and you are woman of the mouth, right? Like, you come, you just think it and it's said. He goes, you're definitely someone that in order to be, like, truly attracted to somebody, you need to, like, know their mind.
Okay.
Or you need to find them intelligent. And I was like, you're right. I do. I never thought of it. I never thought about it. But it is always what I, like, lead with people.
Yeah.
Like how they present themselves in, like, speaking and acting and behaving. And we've had this discovery. I discovered this through my practice. The people, whether it's opposing counsel, whether it's our client, whether it's opposing client, the people who I typically can't stand or have a big problem with are people who are not genuine or trying to manipulate me.
Oh yeah, no, you pick up on that really quick.
And it took me a few years to figure this out, that as soon as I feel like there's the slightest bit trying to manipulate me, I'm like, I don't think so, and I, like, call them out on it. That's why this makes me a good lawyer, because I can see that manipulation cycle quickly.
407-900-7451.
But I can see it in clients, right? So a lot of times, sometimes it's people who don't really mean it and, allow me to kind of talk them out of it, or they don't mean it that way, or maybe they're thinking of it the wrong way. But, those are generally the clients I'm like, I can't take this case because this is what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So once I see that in somebody, I'm like, I shut down. I'm like, nope, I'm out. So that was so the first thing I notice about somebody, honestly, the first thing I decide to take note of is like gonna be their person, who they are.
Okay.
So I know that sounds crazy, but I didn't realize it about myself because I never could answer the question like, what's your best feature on a man? I don't.
Can I say mine?
Yeah, of course. This is a discussion.
Hair.
Okay.
The way the hair is on someone.
Okay.
Because I'm guilty of telling this to my girlfriend that I am not a fan of scrunchies, hair ties, anything that holds the hair up. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
Personal preference, and just the way the hair is, because that's just, I want to see nice hair, because if you're not taking care of your hair, you're not taking care of yourself, right or wrong?
Fair.
That's just my assessment.
Yeah. I don't wear my hair up very often because it gives me a headache.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the pulling or the weight, or
it's weight. It's heavy. I have heavy hair. It's thick and it's, difficult to deal with. But if I wear it up, I have a headache before the day's over.
Gotcha.
And it's awful. So if I wear my hair up, it's a rare day. Whatever, I just wear my hair down because I'm like, I don't feel like having a headache today. This isn't to be extra pretty. It's because I get headaches.
You ready for the next one?
Yep.
Let's go.
No. I'm the kind of person that if we end up in the same color, I'm like, I'll go change. Like, we ain't matching.
Did you ever see that scene from Family Guy where Peter and Lois, Peter comes into the room and they're wearing the exact same dress?
Yeah.
And Peter's like, well, one of us is going to have to change.
Yeah.
Lois just gives like that look, and he's like, go ahead. And he turns around to like unzip me.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. The only time I can understand it, and I'm going to narrow this.
And I think I know where you're going on this one.
Theme parks. That's where I'm going with
Wow, complete left turn on my part.
If you have a big family and you're going to theme parks, and you make sure everyone in your family's wearing an aqua colored t-shirt, say if you had 4 kids, 5 kids, wouldn't it be real easy to make sure they don't get lost if you know exactly what color shirt they're wearing?
You just helped me out with a great idea for EDC. Holy crap, I'm going to write
There you
that
go.
one down. Thank you.
So that I kind of understand. It is a little cheesy, but when it comes to keeping my kids safe, I'm pretty much down for anything. And I'm not above leashes on kids. I know we asked about cats. With my 9-year-old, when I was pregnant with him, I put a leash, it was like a monkey backpack leash. Yeah. I put that on my baby registry, and everybody was like, "You're going to put a leash on your kid?" And I'm like, "You'd let your kid be flattened by a Mack truck when they're 2? They don't listen. They're out of their minds." Yeah. I'm like, I've never had a kid, but I sure would like him to stay with me if I can yank him back. That seems simple. I'm like, that thing's $12.99. This is a real simple solution. Why would you not do this? There's a really easy way to just yoink. I get it. People are like, well, you control your kid. Yeah, with
that's
the
what
leash.
a parent freaking does.
With the leash, come on. It just didn't seem unreasonable to me. Now, when I had him, I learned very quickly that he was a Velcro baby.
A Velcro baby? He
would stick to my leg.
Oh, okay.
There was no chance he was running off. It's just not who he was as a person. He was like, "Mama!" Like, if I, at the grocery store, had him in the little cart, and I would turn to go get the cereal, he'd be upset. Like, I had to keep a hand on the cart and then grab.
Aww.
He was like that. It's okay. I didn't need a leash.
Yeah. he was a Velcro baby.
The moment there were times when he was like really little when we brought him to the parks, with family or whatever.
Yeah.
Where he would just turn around because he's looking at something. He's at Disney World. And then he would realize he turned around and I'm standing behind him, even though I can touch his head. I'm behind him, and he'd get upset because he couldn't see me. He didn't know. He was little, whatever. But it would upset him, and I'd be like, "Buddy, I'm right here." And he's like, "Okay. Oh, yeah. Hi, Mama."
I thought you were gone.
What would I do?
It's kind of like when the puppies, there's a meme where the dog is like, "Oh my God, I thought you were gone." I'm like, I just went to throw out the trash.
Yeah. I freaked out, so I tore up the house. Yeah. Yeah, he's like that. He's like that.
So back to the topic. I agree with you. I agree with you that no, and I just think it's kind of weird, especially because I've seen this lately, and you know what, I'm calling out my friends on this podcast. When you match the couples match and the kids,
Shots fired.
yeah,
Again, the only time is big families at
or
the park.
or the family portrait.
I do coordinating,
Okay,
not matching.
you know, okay. So like everyone's wearing flannel or
No.
no,
Like, Dad will wear flannel that has red in the flannel.
uh-huh.
Mom wears a red dress. Child wears like a white shirt and a blue vest and jeans because
Okay.
the flannel Dad wore had red and blue.
Okay, wow, you go like really coordinated on that one.
Yeah, it's coordinated, but not matching.
Okay.
They go. They're not matchy. I plan these ones out. I love picture cards for the holidays. I like to do that every year. I don't care if you think it's cheesy. I don't care. I want to do it. I'm going to do it every year.
Yeah.
You'll get an
You have
update.
a credit this year because of last year.
We do one for the firm.
Yeah.
And then I do one with my family. I'm like, you're all getting in a picture. Well, because it's like the best reason, you never look like this again. Your
Never.
family is never this, with
Yeah.
this age and this dynamic and this look. So, I'm like, we're going to take pictures because the holidays are like the best excuse ever. And we take family pictures and
Yeah, you're capturing the moment.
yeah, you capture the year. I buy the school pictures every year. I love them. I have one of those frames that I put all the years behind it. I write the age and whatever. I love it. Love it. I have the pictures up in my office. I love it. I love pictures.
No, I hate to call out my mom on this one. We went to a school where they would send you the printouts of the photos already printed out.
Yeah.
And you just pay them. My mom would take them to Walgreens for a copy for a fraction of the price and then just send them back.
Not bad.
Props to my mom on that one.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
All right, next topic.
They don't do that anymore. Now they send them where it has proof and it's on like a really ugly thing, so you don't do exactly that.
Yeah. So we got 3 more. Let's get your opinion on.
Like drinking on Sunday?
No, just Sunday Fun Day in general.
Like as a phrase or as an activity?
As an activity.
Okay.
So you have no opinion on Sunday Fun Day?
No.
Like,
No. I had a kid young.
I was just gonna say, like, is it because you're a family person, or is Sunday Fun Day just like designated?
Well, so when I was 19, I moved to Florida, in with my late husband, and I was at the time when I moved in, I worked. For a year, I did 3 12s and took 4 classes, 3 12-hour shifts to work. And then I went part-time at the hospital, which is 16 hours. So I did a 12-hour shift on Sunday, a 4-hour shift from usually 3 to 7 once a week. And then I worked 40 hours as a paralegal. And I took 3 to 4 night classes.
Jesus Christ.
So I really only had like Saturday off. I did that for a couple of years. And then the last year of my bachelor's degree, where I was, the economy kind of went down a little, I was working just full-time at the hospital doing 3 12-hour shifts.
Jeez.
But going to school to get my bachelor's degree. Last year, my bachelor's degree, I was 24. And I was pregnant and married.
Yeah.
So
there was no time for Sunday Fun Day.
what was I gonna do? I had I had my son in March, graduated from UCF in May, had a wedding because we got married, but then we had like our big formal party wedding. Had our wedding in July, and then I started law school in August.
Oh wow.
So I did that at 24. So I haven't really had a lot of years. I didn't have like the traditional, because I got my associate's degree before I got my bachelor's degree. So I didn't have a traditional college experience.
So like there were no late night keggers, or
I went to some parties and stuff with friends, but not a ton of it.
Okay.
I was busy.
All right. Bye bye Sunday Fun Day.
That's why I can like work these hours and work here and I don't feel overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't know, I've just always been at the salt mine.
We got 2 more. Let's get your opinion on. Oh wait, no. What? There it is.
Hold on. I was sad when I graduated law school because I was like, what am I going to do with my life if I'm not in school?
You mentioned that.
My husband was like, just take continuing legal education, Erin. You don't need another degree. I was like, okay, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I'm indifferent about him too.
Really?
Yeah, I have a disingenuous vibe about him, and normally when I catch that with a celebrity, I'm like, me. There's a few good songs, but I don't catch like a super genuine vibe from him.
What about Chris Brown?
I love his music. I hate his behavior.
Okay. So the Michael Jackson effect.
Yeah. I love Michael Jackson's music. He's kind of fucking weird though.
Yeah, just...
I have an opinion. This is about a famous artist that I don't care for Beyonce.
Same.
Rihanna is my spirit animal. I love her. I think it's the genuineness. Remember how I said I have like a sapiosexual? I'm like,
yeah.
I like people who I get some genuineness from.
Yeah.
I have no expectation or anticipation of anyone to be perfect. I appreciate people's imperfections. I appreciate their lack of apology for exactly who they are. And I'll be damned if Rihanna isn't the epitome of like, this is who I am, take it or leave it. Right? I think one time someone asked her, like she had gained some weight, and she was like, oh, you gained weight, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, I wanted to. I was hungry. I was like, yeah, tell them. Sometimes I'm hungry too,
No, I am with you 100% with the whole, like, yeah, Beyonce's an artist, a great artist.
She is. She's talented. She's a great businesswoman. I get it. I understand.
Just me?
Not mine. Not for me.
I get you.
Me.
All right, bye, Drake.
Sorry.
And this is by far the most random topic right here, okay? What's your opinion? God damn, I keep hitting double tap. There we go.
Like...
Just windmills.
Wheat windmills?
Huh?
Like for wheat or for like the wind power?
Oh.
Are those called windmills?
A solar windmill? No.
Solar sun. Wind turbines. Are they wind turbines?
Something like that.
Someone tell me. Y'all can comment.
I really don't know on that one.
I don't either.
Okay, so just like let's go.
All right, windmills.
Old-fashioned
like
windmill, Don Quixote kind of windmill.
The decoration kind of water stream.
Yeah.
If they produce energy, I like that.
But if they're just there for decoration.
Yeah, I'm not into like tchotchkes or things that don't have utility.
So you're completely against garden gnomes.
Oh yeah. I don't like tchotchkes I keep around like my house that don't have like use.
Okay.
I keep my scissors.
What about that
my
Justin
stapler
Timberlake doll
and
that you have upstairs?
It has use. How am I gonna do the videos at home if I don't have the
Justin Timberlake doll?
Yeah, I don't have a ton of it. Like a lot of my stuff up here are like, there's a certain amount of it I think you can't avoid, right? Decorations and art and whatever, but I'm not big into tchotchkes. Now lighthouses.
Oh.
I like.
Is that a New England thing?
Yeah, I'm from Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like those. Windmills are,
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
You're just not a fan of windmills.
Wind turbines, I think, are kind of cool. I think would be cool.
That's what they're called, right?
I think so.
Okay, we're gonna go with wind turbines.
Want me to Google it?
Yeah. But I will say thank you for letting me put up all the tchotchkes that I have in my office.
Didn't I tell you I like people to be who they are?
Yeah.
That's why I like it.
Okay.
I'm like, this is cool because it's who you are.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like you.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome to exist in the space, right? So
You've learned my name.
yeah, if that's what you want to exist in your space, it's fine. That's fine with me. I'm not measuring you by my yardstick.
Thank you.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wind turbine.
Wind turbine.
So I like those. I think those are cool. I'm big on like alternative energy. I wish we could find good solutions on that.
Did you hear? And I'm not wanting to like dive into like a conversation of this one, but did you hear Biden's speech last night?
No.
Okay, moving on.
I don't have cable. You know.
I had it. I was watching on Facebook Live, and you could stream from your phone to the TV and like that. Anyways.
No, I didn't watch it, but I did hear the
tidbits.
The women,
which was
woman comment, which I liked. I like that shit.
It was really cool to see that.
Yeah.
Because like last night watching it, I'm like, we're watching history right now. Like this has never happened in the history of our country.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
As we wrap it up, go ahead.
Did you know I have a Ruth Bader Ginsburg? Now, I love her. You know.
Oh, the mask.
The masks. I have Ruth Bader Ginsburg masks.
Masks, like plural.
Yeah, like you know the safety masks that we wear.
Yeah, because I remember you had one that just
not
said,
like a Halloween mask.
No.
You were like plural. I'm like, oh, they came in a 3-pack. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you had the RBG one, and I think like her face.
Yeah, it's like a little cartoon depiction of her.
Yeah, no, RBG.
I like it. Because I'm silly.
I've been listening to NPR so much lately, and not NPR, C-SPAN, and I get lost in these hearings, you know, judiciary hearings, Senate hearings, all that stuff. But the other day, I had heard a hearing of California with the Supreme Court justices about campaign funds. It was a completely random topic, random issue, and I'm listening to this. But it was so cool to hear these justices give their opinions and grill everybody on everything. Like hearing Clarence Thomas and hearing Sotomayor just like, well, do you really feel that that's an act just like that? I'm just like, this is so cool. No one else in my circle would be like, why we listen to this?
Right, it's not interesting to them. But when you know, like, the level of professionalism that these people have and, like what they went through to get where they are and, like, the extreme level of, like, intellect and education it takes for them to be that. And when you hear them and you're like, does that really make sense? Then you're like, get it. Yeah.
Everything that these justices were saying was making sense. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah. And it's funny because it really does help flesh out the issues. It is interesting to watch. I love watching things like that. I get really wrapped up in it. My husband, who is not a lawyer, and I'm not upset about that. That was intentional. I wanted to marry a non-lawyer. He that can feel really drowning to him. I'm like on the edge of my seat watching it, and he's like, babe, I can't. I'm like, all right, we'll watch an action movie. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to him how I can watch that and be like, this is amazing, and say, oh, burn, yeah. Right? I'm sitting there like play by play and also be really interested and excited in like, you know, Marvel movies and you know, stuff like that. He's like, I don't understand how these are two sides to the same coin.
If just nerding out legally right here right now, have you ever sat down and listened to Parliament
in like the UK?
Yeah.
No, I have a time limit on how long I can listen to British people speak.
What do you mean by?
At some point, I'm like, all right, drop the accent. It's not like them putting on a voice, but I feel that way.
Okay.
So depending on their accent, like there are certain UK accents that I'm like, okay, you can stop using that voice.
I would say put up with it for as long as you can, but like hearing Parliament in session.
But them in their dusty wigs.
I know, but it's so entertaining because how we have parliamentary procedure here in the U.S., you know, The chair recognizes
Legislative.
That's
what we have. Legislative procedure.
The chair recognizes the representative from so and all that stuff. Over there, like it's just it's a freaking oh my god,
Free for all.
it's a free for all, and there are insults. There are literally insults, and you have like the members of parliament badgering opposing sides, like just trolling them. It is extremely entertaining. I think you would have a good kick out of it.
Okay, if I can, I'll do a better job at getting past the accent.
I'll send you a link of like the best.
Like sometimes I have a hard time watching movies that are exclusively British, especially if they're trying to depict like the like lower class British.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I'm like,
British comedy is hilarious. I will say that.
But they're talking in the accents.
I really wish I could do a British accent because I would love to troll you right now just with a British accent.
Somehow, Irish accents, fine. I don't know why.
Okay.
Why am I like this?
All right.
Did someone hurt me who was British? I don't know.
Show us on the crumpet where they hurt you.
Yeah.
No, about Irish accents, I will say this: a male Irish accent.
Butter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's entertaining. I love it. Women's Irish accents weird me out because
you got to think of them like they're playing a flute in the field. It's awesome.
It's just like they come out a bit manly.
So Sam and I were making a joke about we were watching 90 Day Fiance.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I don't know why. It's like brainless.
I'm not judging.
It's funny.
I'm not judging.
I find it funny from like a divorce lawyer perspective. Like I see these relationships evolving and I'm like, ooh, that'd be a good line to make in a divorce. He shouldn't have shared parental responsibility. So I see it all the time. I'm like, ooh, that's not how step parents are supposed to be.
I hate that train of thought now gets applied to every movie I watch now.
Yeah.
Like
you see how bad.
I can't watch Mrs. Doubtfire anymore without asking for a mental health evaluation.
Or going, he let a horse in the house, right? Like.
You're talking to a Mexican. I've let a horse in a house, so that's
but not. You don't have kids.
I don't have kids. That's a completely different story for different podcasts.
So it was, it's funny. And then we were talking because one of them was a Russian woman, and she was like a new mom and so many positive good things, right? Like she just was like cute and sweet, and her fiance was like, she has a newborn. I'm telling you, she is 4 days from having a C-section, breastfeeding a baby. Okay.
Holy crap!
This is what she's doing. And he's like, "Did you ever think to thank me, Olga?" And I'm like,
oh God.
Show this in your divorce proceeding. You are literally healing from your body being cut in half, breastfeeding a baby. This motherfucker's asking you to thank him? What the fuck? So then, like, later on, I was, like, losing my mind. I'm like, ask the producers for this material. You're getting full custody. And you get full custody.
Everyone gets full custody.
Everyone gets full custody. So then later on at like the show at the end, like whatever they call that. At the show at the end, he's like, he tells the story, the male. It's about respect. Oh. And one of the other cast members confronted him and was like, did you ever thank her for going through a pregnancy? Because she went through the whole pregnancy by herself. He only showed up.
Shit,
he was only able to come like a week before the baby was born, right? So she went through this whole pregnancy by herself. And then a week before she's born, he's already given her shit, right? Just, expecting her to thank him. And then, so they're in the show, and the baby's like a few months old now. and the end show, and then
The season finale.
whatever
Or series finale.
the when they return and they're all sitting on the couch talking.
Oh, the reunion.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. I know. I don't. Whatever that is. The couch talk. I don't know. So they're all on the couch talking, and one of the other parents confronts him. They're like, you were expecting that of him. And one of the husbands on the show goes, "She had your baby. She doesn't need to thank you." And he's like, I was helping her with the baby when, we were there, and all she would do was take care of the baby and feed the baby all day. I was helping her go to the bathroom. I'm like, and then one of the women went off. She's like, she cut her body in half to give you a baby and then continues to breastfeed that baby and take care of that baby, and you're mad at her for focusing on that child instead of you? You're selfish. And he's like, it's about respect. She could thank me. And I'm like,
oh God!
Anyway,
I
the
apologize
divorce
for the male, for men across the world. We are sorry. He does not represent all of us.
yeah,
Okay,
we don't claim him.
we don't claim him.
But it was interesting to watch from the perspective of a divorce lawyer.
Okay.
That I was like, if we're going to show that you're incapable of thinking of anyone other than yourself, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Your own words showed it. So that was
a lot right there.
Yeah, I can't believe he said that. I'm like, he's saying this out loud? Like, they can hear you. Those are my final thoughts.
I was just gonna say, like, as we're wrapping up, like, what are your final thoughts?
If she gives you a baby, you don't need a thank you for what you're doing. Bringing a baby into this world is a lot of work. When I was pregnant, I literally had like a moment where my leg gave out and I almost like fell over. I was like, oh, just because, the pressure on your joints and your back. It's like, oh, we're going down. So
Sorry for laughing.
It's to laugh about, right?
Yeah, I saw it happen right here. I'm like, are you okay?
It's wild. Like it's so you're going through all of that, and then someone's like, you could thank me for helping you pee. Like, I went through such a traumatic body experience, I can't use the bathroom myself. You want to thank you? Oh my God. Anyway.
407-900-7451. Go to morse-firm.com if you want to listen to any of our previous episodes. Click on the podcast section of our website, or just look us up. We are on
wherever you get your podcasts.
Boom.
One final thing I will mention. Today, I spent all day representing a father who is a good dad in a case. I know we did a little bit of male bashing because of what came up with Wonder Woman in this particular topic, but I truly don't feel like men, deserve the bad rap that they can get. I think there are a lot of very good men in the world, a lot of them, and I think our path to equality is also rising up men, leveling them up as well, and encouraging them. I think more strong men who are not threatened by strong women are the key to what an equal world looks like. That's your future. Have a nice day.